What's going on YouTube? I'm Andrew Crawford, the HD Legend, yeah, boy! The GOAT, not the GOAT, but okay, GOAT, close enough, am I right? I think I'm right, and today on the channel, first off, let me apologize. I've not made a video in a little over a month. Most of it being because, the last little bit of school was super hectic. I graduated college though, so good for me. First person in my family ever to do so. And I think that's a very big deal. Some people don't think so. Say that some people are like, oh, it's Ella Floyd, it's not a big deal, but it's still a college degree, something that some of the people that have kind of roasted me about it can't say, but that's aside from the point. But I'm going to try to be more consistent. I'm thinking like Fridays and Tuesdays, like twice a week, haven't really got a full schedule lined out, and sorry, I like to talk with my hands. If you've seen my videos, you know I like this, but anyways, today I'll be counting down the top 10 shows of mine personally that I've watched, revisited. I made this about a year ago, but that was before I'd seen a certain show that I will get to in the video. But a lot of the list is the same. I've made the executive decision, keep wrestling out of it, because that'd be Raw, SmackDown, NXT, occasional AEW, even TNA. That'd be 5 shows in my top 10 that, like, are basically the same thing. So I can't really do that. But yeah, top 10 favorite TV shows of all time, revisited. Let's get into it. Number 10, Big Time Rush. Anyone that knows me or my taste in music knows I like Big Time Rush, and I will proudly say that. I enjoy Big Time Rush's music. And the reason I enjoy it, they are one of the first bands besides Machine Gun Kelly that I truly discovered for me. And so when their show came out, I watched it. It was fire. I absolutely loved the show. Followed 4 hockey players from Minnesota chasing the dreams of becoming pop stars. Granted, it was only one of their dreams at the beginning, but then they all grew to love it, and boy band. I genuinely, like I said, love this show. I just have so many fond little memories of it. My first sad boy experience, as I like to call it, was the scene with Kendall and Joe in the airport, and she's leaving, and Worldwide, and yeah, but Big Time Rush is my number 10. Number 9, Boy Meets World. And The Girl Meets World. I will, for continuity purposes, add that onto the list, which is what takes this from being in my top 5 to being in the bottom echelon of my list. Boy Meets World followed Corey Matthews as he went from about, I'm gonna say like 6th grade all the way up to when he didn't even graduate college. I think him and his wife left their college to go to New York so she could be a big shot lawyer or something like that. I don't even remember. And then Girl Meets World follows their daughter, Riley. Same thing. What I love about this show is it teaches you genuine life lessons that you're always going to need. Like how your friends are going to be there for you, even if they can be bad influences sometimes. Whenever you're closest to the ledge, they're going to talk you down. That's the number 1 lesson I've learned from this show. Because no matter how bad of an influence Sean was, he was always going to talk Corey down from doing something even dumber than anything he's ever done in his life. So yeah, Boy Meets World, number 9. Number 8, Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. That whole little Justice League is one of the funnest animated superhero anythings of all time. The origin story, that was a whole little movie. It was like a 4-part little episode where they fought this weird alien group, and Martian Manhunter like showed up, said, "Hey, I'm here to help." They messed up the aliens. That was lit. And then when they go into Unlimited, you get these other superheroes like Black Canary, Supergirl, and just outside of the main 6, you see these guys and how useful they can be. Green Arrow. And as a kid, you love superheroes. And this came out when I was about 5 and 6, so I was like over here getting lit with it. I love superheroes. As you'll see from my next entry as well. Number 7, Batman Beyond. The best looking Batman suit, period. The black with the red bat and the perks it had where you can turn invisible. Bro. And then it's set in the future following Terry as he takes over for Bruce Wayne. Just so much fun to watch. And so, again, as a little kid, you're like, yeah! Like, no superhero fired me up like Batman for the longest time. And then I got older and I was like Wolverine and Deadpool. And like I said, I love superheroes. This show actually had some really tough villains. And the guy that played, and Terry McGinnis, who took over for Bruce Wayne, actually had a little rougher of a background. His father died, much like Batman's, but he didn't, he wasn't wealthy, and he got in bad situations with some worse people, and I just really love it. I think Batman Beyond is the coolest rendition of Batman. I think Old Man Bruce is hilarious at how much of a jerk he can be. And, yeah, Batman Beyond is my number 7. Number 6, y'all are really gonna see my inner, child come out. Power Rangers. Bro, back in the day, even now, I'll go back and watch old seasons, and I'm just like, let's go! Still Power Rangers is my top 5. It is one of my favorites. It is, bro, people crap on Power Rangers for being a stupid kid show, but I've seen more character development in one season of Power Rangers than I did from a lot of shows that are supposed to be made for adults. And I mean legit, it's wild to me how much character development you can get from a kid's show. Take example, the GOAT season of Power Rangers Time Force. The guy that Wes Collins, the Red Ranger, started out as a rich brat and developed into the best Red Ranger there's ever been. Take into account Lost Galaxy, the development of Leo from the stowaway onto the space colony of Terra Venture into becoming a top 3 Red Ranger just off of how hard he wanted to work and prove that he deserved to be there just as bad as anyone else. The older seasons of Power Rangers take it. So when I say Power Rangers, take the Nickelodeon seasons, wad them up into a big ball of trash, and yeet them as far away as you can get them. Same with a couple of pre-Nickelodeon seasons. That's what I consider every season before Samurai. So, yeah. But anyways, Power Rangers is up there. Number 5, American Dragon Jake Long. I'm actually recording this time. Let's go. The reason I say that, I've done half of this entry and I hadn't even recorded it. American Dragon Jake Long follows a kid named Jake Long as he learns to become a dragon, but not just a dragon, the most important dragon, as he is tasked with the duty of protecting all of the world's fairy tale creatures, fairies, pixies, elves, all that stuff. Main villain is the Huntsman and the Hunts clan. Their goal is to destroy the mythological creatures. And it's honestly a lot of fun. It only lasted 2 seasons, 2 iterations of the theme song, a whole different animation style, for the 2 seasons. But it's such a fun show because, as I said, it follows a kid that can turn into a dragon. Who wouldn't want to be able to do that? Just be walking, someone makes you mad, and you can just grow out a body part. So I could just be like, mouth of the dragon, boom, fire breath, incinerate a dude. This is one of my all-time favorites. It's just so much fun, and as a kid, I loved it. I went back and watched it recently. Still love it. Number 4, That 70s Show. You are very much getting to see who I am by what I watch. That 70s Show is so much fun. Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis, Topher Grace, the 3 stars of the show, bro, they were so comedy. I can't believe they casted Eric Foreman as Venom in the Spider-Man. Anyways, this is just a show of what the 70s was like. It was super stupid, super goofy, but it was so much fun to watch. And there's just no way to describe the plot, because it was basically, group of friends growing up in the 70s. And some of them went their separate ways. Ashton Kutcher went off to do bigger and better things, but did return for the finale, thankfully. Red Foreman is the GOAT of TV dads. This man wanted to keep his kids straight, and if he didn't, he would put his foot in there. Yeah. Bro, I'm telling you, that 70s show is just one of those shows that I can't explain how good it is, why I love it so much, but I do. Number 3, this is the greatest American animated cartoon show of all time. I do not care what any human being tries to tell me. Avatar: The Last Airbender is the greatest cartoon of all time. This follows Aang, an airbender who's been frozen in ice for 100 years, as he masters all 4 elements to defeat the Fire Lord, because the Fire Lord decided to carry on his father's legacy and try to rule the entire planet. And in the finale, we discover destroy the entire planet. Which he failed to do because, the Avatar does master all 4 elements, earth, air, water, fire, and defeats the Fire Lord by taking away his ability to fire bend. GOAT show. Absolutely, like I said, character development in kids shows is crazy sometimes, and this showed the greatest development of any character in a kids show ever. Prince Zuko going from, I must redeem myself, I must restore my honor and kidnap the Avatar, to, I'm going to join the Avatar and help him beat the crap out of my father. Tell me that's not dope. Okay, it doesn't sound as dope whenever it's explained, but watching it come to fruition through the show is awesome. Number 2, How I Met Your Mother. Again, this is one of those shows, like, the plot is literally it's 8 years in the future at this point, because it's in 2030, where he's telling his kids the story of how he met their mother. I don't get how Ted is going to develop into Bob Saget in the future. That's one of the biggest plot holes I've ever had with this show, but it's okay. But anyways, it follows Ted, Robin, Marshall, Lily, and the GOAT, Barney, through their journey in New York, all the way up to Ted's wedding. and it's just a pure show, and it's honestly, it's wholesome, but Barney Stinson gives it the right amount of kind of dirty jokes, I guess. And the fact that most of like they always hang out in a bar. But you know, it's actually a more wholesome show than that, because again, like, he's just telling his kids the story of how he met their mother. It's a 9-year story, basically, but it was great. Number 1, The Vampire Diaries. So I started watching this the day I graduated college, and I finished it about a week ago. I've started watching the originals, which ties into the stories of the Vampire Diaries, and then I'm going to watch Legacies, which will also tie in to the stories. I'm going to say something. If you are one of the many people that rightfully hate Twilight because they ruined what vampires are, Vampire Diaries is a show you need to watch. It completely redeemed vampires for me. You know, they did so much with the continuity, how they actually turned someone into a vampire, what actually happens in sunlight, and how powerful they truly are, and the ways you can kill them that gauge from ripping their head off, ripping their heart out, or staking them with a wooden stake, until you get to the originals. The originals are much harder to kill. But this show is filled with love, comedy, sadness. It's literally, something's always happening in it, where if you're like, if you don't want to, you know, if you're losing your interest, something's going to happen that bam, snaps you right back into it. You know, great character development for Damon. Elena had good development. Bonnie went from being okay, she's kind of a strong witch, to being a witch that literally, if my friend Cody watches this, cover your ears for what I'm about to say, destroys hell. Like, actual down there hell, destroys it with a spell that literally just casts the hellfire back into hell and engulfs it. That's a powerful witch. Introduces new characters, and then, you know, you grow to love them, and just as soon Stefan rips their hearts out, because Stefan is a jerk sometimes. But anyways, Vampire Diaries is my number 1 GOAT show of all time. 11 out of 10 recommend. It broke the scale. Go watch it. And that's the video. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Tell me about it in the comments below. Comment another top 10 list you would like to see. Another, you know, video you would like to see. Fantasy booking videos, all that good stuff. Whatever videos you'd like to see me do, let me know. Until next time, I'm Andrew Crawford, and unlike John Cena, I can see you, and I will see you very soon.